These new Honda vehicles, their sound systems aren't really the best. Let me show you guys a quick upgrade. Alrighty, first things first, let's go ahead and remove the top piece panel back. Let's go ahead and pry it out. It's being held in by clips. Okay, let's use my hands to maneuver all around. Let's go ahead and remove this daylight sensor connector, like so. And this is the first thing you want to do and check before you begin this installation, okay? Now, the Honda Accords does have two locations. It's either going to be behind the factory radio, which the panel that we just removed will allow you connection, or it's going to be located in this module here. Okay, it's going to be located underneath this dashboard piece, and you'll need to remove the center console here and this dashboard piece here. But it's all being held in by clips and a few screws, so it's very, very easy if it is located there. But to double check, let's go ahead and remove the connector. It's going to be this gray connector behind the factory radio. Just pull down the release tab, wiggle it out left and right, and double check. And if your connector looks like this, where the connector is a little bit diagonal, then unfortunately this is not the correct installation location. You will need to go ahead and follow this video, but don't worry, let me show you how it's done. After you remove the top piece cover, let's go ahead and remove this big hexagon grill. We'll start off on the passenger side, use that same plastic panel removal tool and wedge it in between and just pry it out towards you. Right. Alright, grab a thick blanket or towel, move it up to your shift knob, that way you can protect your center console you are removing. Carefully wiggle this on out. There's going to be a few connectors back here. First off, let's go ahead and remove this middle connector here in between the vents. Just pull down this release tab to pull straight out. And we'll do the same with the other two that are remaining. There's this other white one here. There we are. And we'll carefully slide and jimmy this on out. And now this will reveal the blue connector down here. We'll do the same thing, just push down the release tab and out. And there is a pipe here that this pipe does go underneath. Push a start button along with that white connector that we just removed. It'll just pop right off. Alrighty, after that, grab a thin plastic panel removal tool and let's go ahead and remove this black trim piece here. So I'm going to wedge it in between here. It should kind of just pop right up, like so. And underneath this little dashboard piece, it's going to be a few connectors we are going to be removing. There's one here, there's a small one here. And there is this little clip here that I'm just going to pinch in on both sides. And it should come loose, like so. And then an additional connector here. Alright, okay, and once this panel is freely loose, go ahead and pull down the shift boot and take a notice here. There's a little tiny clip here and one on the driver's side, or one on the driver's side here and one on the passenger side on the other side. Okay, all you're going to do is just go ahead and pinch them together and pull it straight down. Okay, like so. I'm pinching them together. Use both hands and I'm just pulling it straight down. Alright, and this will expose two Phillips screw heads, which we will remove. Don't lose these, okay, because they're very, very tiny. Right? And this will allow you to move the shift knob. Right, after that, let's go ahead and get this panel out of the way. And from here, let's go ahead and remove these two Phillips screw heads. One here and one here. Alright, and this will allow you to remove the passenger side and the driver's side. Make sure your e-brake is on, put the vehicle into neutral, and this will allow you to carefully remove the lower dashboard trim piece here. And there should be a few connectors. So I'm just going to remove these. These are for your USB-C chargers. Right. And this one as well for your light. Okay. And here it is, guys, our easy plug and play solution. And it's going to connect to this silver amplifier module here. And this is where the connector is going to be located, where my index finger is. And you'll feel it when you're back here, but you'll push down on the release tab and pull it straight down. Okay, and here's what the factory connector looks like. Notice how it's all straight here. and not diagonal, and this will fit our plug and play amplifier connection. So if you check up top behind the factory radio where the panel is, where I showed you in the beginning, if it doesn't match, then your amplifier will connect here. Sweet. Let's go ahead and open up our plug and play solution. Inside, we have the instructions manual, some mounting and foam tape, our plug and play amplifier, the best part of all, the plug and play wiring harness. And if you take a notice here, there is a separate remote out connection, and this is mainly for an additional amplifier or an additional subwoofer, and this wire provides a 12-volt signal to tell your aftermarket amplifier or subwoofer. And from here, it's pretty simple. You'll connect the factory wiring harness to the plug and play wiring harness here. Let's make sure it clips in, and this side will go right back to the factory radio. All right, and there it is. And you will notice that there is a separate ring terminal for ground. You can go ahead and share the ground location with all the other factory grounds. All right, so grab a 10mm socket and ratchet, and let's go ahead and remove this slightly, and our ground wire will connect right in there. Okay, just like so. All that's left to do, 2 connections. Here's our amplifier. Pretty easy, self-explanatory. The gray to the gray, and the white to the white. Beautiful. And I did zip tie the remote wire since the customer won't be using it for an aftermarket subwoofer, but it is labeled here in case if he wants to use it later on in the future. And if you take a look on the back side, here is our RC outputs that the customer can use for his aftermarket subwoofer in the future. And here is our front and rear gain dial adjustment knobs. And for this vehicle, the AutoSense does need to be in speaker. Make sure it is not in ACC, okay? Make sure it's always in speaker on the left side. And for this vehicle, we do recommend the front gains about the 1 o'clock position, as well as the rear gains at the 1 o'clock position. This is what we prefer, but feel free to adjust them to your own liking. Next up, use some foam tape from the included kit. Let's go ahead and wrap the amplifier around. And this is to protect the amp as well as reduce rattling noises while we hide away the amp in your dash. All right, and where we are going to be mounting this amplifier is straight up in this little tiny cubby right here. It's like the perfect location. It's nice and snug in there, won't move around. All right, after you mount the amp, all that's left to do is put everything back together. Alrighty, and I recommend putting this whole entire piece all together first before you go ahead and slide it on in. And we'll reconnect the factory connectors. And when you're doing this, make sure all factory connectors were pushed back in and reconnected, okay? Otherwise, you may have an error code or something else might pop up on your dash, and that's not good. Slide the boot back in, make sure these clips line up. Get a good firm push down. And we just made this Honda Accord sound way better. I know you have a Honda vehicle, that's why you're watching this video. Follow my step-by-step process, and I'm sure you'll be happy with the end result. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button, helps us a lot. And see you guys next time.
Look, I don't take no loss, it's simple. Stand up, guy, want 10 tall. Looking in the mirror, who better than me? Got their hands high, tell them that I'm out of their reach. I know